Guys, there's actually something really crazy happening right now for Bitcoin. The same people who sold Bitcoin because the Bitcoin spot ETF was approved, the people that sold Bitcoin, they are now FOMOing back in at higher prices. It is absolutely nuts. Today, guys, I am going to show you the proof that that is actually happening right here. Also, I am going to share with you a couple of different things that we need to be prepared for the beginning of this year. So basically in March, the Fed are going to have to make a big decision. And today I'm going to talk about what I think is going to happen here and how I see all of these things affect the Bitcoin price moving forward. So guys, make sure to stick around from the beginning until the end. Very important video today. Welcome back, everybody. My name is Chris, bringing you cryptocurrency videos every day, teaching you how to make money in this market. If you are new to the channel, then make sure to subscribe and activate the bell right now. So what can we see here for Bitcoin? Actually, Bitcoin is still being supported on the 4-hourly time frame at my orange line at 48,200. Now, when I started this recording, we had a big red candle. We were trading at about 47,800. And what I was about to say is that I think that we are going to see a rally for this 4-hourly candle above the orange line here, and that this candle is gonna look like this one. So I mean, that is so far. We still have a couple of hours left on this. Actually, we have, let me see here. So that's midnight. This is 4. So at 8, this will close. And that is actually in 1 hour or in 51 minutes. So in 51 minutes, we will see how this candle is going to look. But we want this candle, guys, to stay above the orange line. We do not want a big red candle to close below. We do not want something like this, right? A big red candle. Well, it's not really exactly the same because, okay, so this is more like it. So here you can see we pump, we find support of my orange line, but then we have a big red candle closing below the orange line. And that meant that we continued to go down for Bitcoin. Okay, so this is not what we want to see, a big red candle close below this after finding support. So instead what we want to see is exactly what you saw right here. Support, but instead of a red candle closing below, even though we're trading below it, we rally and we close the candle above it. So that is what we want to see for this candle as well. And if that happens, that is very, very bullish for Bitcoin. And you can see, I mean, this is crazy. This is actually almost exactly the same. If we close like this, it's almost exactly the same as you saw right here. And then obviously after this consolidation, you did have another pump. So after this consolidation, I do think you're going to see a pump up to 49,400. Granted, the traditional markets continues to not do something crazy towards the downside. Traditional markets are still doing well, guys. And you see the same pattern here. You see a pump, you see consolidation, a little bit of a pullback, pump, consolidation, pullback, pump, consolidation, pump, consolidation. So as long as everything is still looking like this, guys, I do think that it's only a matter of time until we are at 49,450. Now, some people have been asking me, like, did we finally reach the take profit price on that trade I was talking about a few days ago? As you know, about a week ago, I was telling you that we were about to see a golden cross for Bitcoin here and also break out of the inverse head and shoulders. And then yesterday or the day before, I said that we were getting closer to the $49,000 level, which is the take profit price. And now, yes, guys, for everyone that took this trade, finally we did exactly hit the take profit. So I'm gonna play this and see how the price action played out. You can see now we have definitely hit this level. So this trade is now done. Congratulations to everyone who waited for us to go all the way up here to the take profit, and you made a lot of money doing that. So that is all fine. And I think that Bitcoin is in a very healthy state right now, to be honest. And remember in yesterday's video, I said that you are going to see a lot of the people that sold, that were buying Bitcoin ahead of the ETF trade. They sold when the ETF was approved at about $44,000. And what did they do with the money? They will probably, most likely, they were sitting on it. But now, when Bitcoin is looking so bullish, I can see a lot of these institutions, a lot of these people that sold Bitcoin, they do not know what they're going to do with the money, and they are starting to FOMO back in. Let me show you this. So this is the CME open interest. Basically, how much money has been invested into the CME. And you can see very clearly that as the spot Bitcoin ETF was getting more and more likely here in October, in November, in December, and then it finally got approved right here, people started to sell off. So people sold off their Bitcoin because the ETF was approved. But now look at what's happening. We went sideways for a little bit, but look at this massive spike. There's a lot of institutions right now adding more Bitcoin to their positions. Now, ultimately, we do not really know if this could also be shorting, because this shows the entire open interest. So it can be going long, it can be going short. But I think it's safe to assume that most of this is the institutions going long, because they were buying up all of the Bitcoin right here. They were long here in anticipation of the ETF, got approved, they sold off their positions. So why would they continue to sell? It doesn't make sense. So most likely, almost all of this is probably long positions. In my opinion, this is just my belief, and I will continue to always share what I think with you here on the channel, of course. So I think that you're already starting to see the institutions FOMO back into Bitcoin, which is absolutely fantastic. Apart from that, guys, we do have a couple of very important things as well. So as you know, the interest rates is very important for the sentiment of the market. If the interest rates are low, the sentiment of the market becomes more bullish. Now, we started to, or the Fed basically stopped increasing the interest rates in July of 2023. So that's when they stopped to increase the interest rates. Now, in general, on average, it takes 8 months from when the Fed stops hiking the interest rates to when they start cutting. Now, 8 months would be exactly in March of 2024, basically in the next meeting. So history suggests that in the next meeting, they could potentially cut the interest rate. Now, the Fed have said that they are most likely not going to do that. And if you look at what the market believes, also the market believes that in the next meeting, only 17% believes that they are going to cut the interest rate. So most likely we're not going to see the interest rate being cut in March. But how about the month after that and continuously for 2024? I do think that they are more likely than not going to cut the interest rate this year, definitely. So that is going to be a good thing also for the market. And the good thing for the market as well is that the market really do not have massive expectations of the interest rate being cut by 3% or something like that. No, if you look at, can we do December of 2024? So let's take it 1 year or towards the end of the year. The market believes that we are either going to be at 4.5 or 4.25. which is about a 1% decrease. So the market believes that they could potentially decrease the interest rates by 1% by the end of this year. Now, that is not completely unreasonable. That is pretty likely, but it's not something that is crazy. So they could cut it more than that, especially if something crazy happens in the geopolitical situations and stuff, or with the markets or whatever. They could cut it more than that, but also this is going to iron itself out over time. And as you know, guys, the traditional markets are still seeing massive gains. They're still going up. So in general, I think that everything is in a pretty decent place right now. And if there is one thing you know, and one thing we all know, and I've been repeating this for months and years and years and years, because this is the key point to why you want to hold Bitcoin. There are going to be debasement of currency. Fiat currencies are not going to make you rich, guys. Holding fiat is never going to make you rich. So debasement of currency is always going to pump the assets. It's going to pump stocks, it's going to pump Bitcoin, it's going to pump real estate over time. You have cycles, you have bubbles, you go up, you go down. But in general, assets trend upwards. Why? Because fiat always trends down. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one.